the fast, the furious, and the microtransactioned. Welcome back to BitCrush, where we floor it straight into AAA gaming traffic and pray we don't spin out on launch day bugs. Today, we're tearing up the track with EA Sports F125, the game that promises speed, drama, and the kind of tension you'd expect from a pit crew wrestling with live eels. So buckle up, slam that like button like it's a DRS overtake, and let's see if this year's installment is a podium finish or just another pit lane disaster.
No tutorials, no mercy, just BitCrush.
Welcome to BitCrush, the cry, where your save file cries for help.
My driving style, it's always been aggressive. I think it's gone from being all out, all risk. Now it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Polished to a gleam like your wallet after pre-order bonuses. On the surface, F125 looks better than ever. Cars glisten like they were waxed by angels, and the tracks are more detailed than a Reddit thread explaining tire strategy. Rain, stunning, shadows, razor sharp, reflections enough to make Narcissus crash his McLaren. But let's double down. This isn't just about pretty pixels. The overall fidelity makes every turn, every bump, every scrap of rubber feel cinematic. If you've ever dreamed of sweating through a helmet in 4K, this is your moment. But here's the twist. All that beauty comes with an attitude. It's clear EA knows how to make things look immersive, whether it's the garage lighting or the dynamic trackside camera work. Every inch screams immersion, until you notice the uncanny valley and facial animations that remind you these drivers have less emotion than your average race engineer. Gameplay and physics. SimCAD siblings fighting for the wheel. F125 walks a wobbly line between sim and arcade like a drunk track marshal. The handling is responsive, punishing, and buttery smooth when it wants to be. You'll find yourself praying to the tire gods mid-turn, only to scream in victory or rage when you nail that perfect apex. What makes this section shine when expanded is the accessibility options. Whether you're a full-on wheel and pedal gearhead or some poor soul playing with thumbsticks on a beanbag, F125 caters to you. The new precision drive system lets controller players compete without constantly spinning like a yo-yo on acid. Still, realism purists might sniff at some arcade leanings. This isn't iRacing, but it never claims to be. It's like inviting friends over for karting and ending up in a 200-mile-per-hour therapy session. Fun, fast, forgiving, until it isn't. Career mode. Drive to Survive, the Spreadsheet Edition. The career mode is where F125 pulls off its tightest overtake. There's depth, drama, and enough menus to make a Microsoft intern blush. You start small and climb the ranks, feeling like a genuine rookie working through pressure and politics. And now the deep dive. This year's career mode gets smarter. You got new decision trees that feel less like boring options and more like actual racing dilemmas. Do you risk a tire gamble in Monaco? Do you play politics with your engineer? It's not just about racing, it's about managing personalities, egos, and the ever-looming threat of a PR disaster because you tweeted about pizza during a race briefing. However, some moments still drag. The downtime between races can feel like a human resources meeting with extra horsepower. But if you live for the grind and the glory, it delivers. Sound design and audio. More than just engine roars and radio drama. Here's where F125 punches above its weight. Engines whine like they're auditioning for a death metal band. Crowd reactions, authentic. Pit radio? It's the passive-aggressive cherry on top. Your engineer doesn't just guide you, he judges you, subtly. And yes, Jeff's spiritual replacement is still the king of saying the exact wrong thing when you crash. Zooming in further, the spatial audio is surprisingly tight. You can feel when a car is creeping up behind you. The tire squeal in a tight chicane sounds different from the open blast of a DRS zone. The game isn't just loud, it's layered. A rare case of EA doing something right without needing a microtransaction. Multiplayer and live features. Your friends will rage quit, and so will you. Multiplayer in F125 is the usual high-octane circus, but more stable than last year's mess. Matchmaking is quicker, connections are more reliable, and dirty driving is slightly more punished, though griefers still find a way to ruin Spa like it's their job. The expanded portion here deserves praise. League play is streamlined. Whether you're a weekend warrior or an aspiring esports legend, there's structure now. Penalty systems work better, and ghosting helps minimize chaos in public lobbies. Not eliminate, but minimize. This is still online racing after all. Replay value? High, especially if your group chat is full of ego-fueled lunatics who think they're the next Lando Norris. Final verdict. Pole position with a pit stop for patches. So what's the takeaway? F125 is fast, fun, and flawed, but that's kind of its charm. It's a slick racer that doesn't quite reinvent the wheel, but polishes the rims to a ridiculous sheen. Is it worth your money? If you're a fan of the sport, absolutely. If you just want a racing fix between Mario Kart and Burnout, maybe wait for a discount. But for us here at BitCrush, it's a solid lap time with enough thrill to keep the pedal down. Smash that subscribe button like it's your rival on turn 1, leave a comment about your worst pit stop moment, and we'll catch you next time when we review a game that definitely won't explode your GPU.